The Stowa Prodiver is a really great watch which I only recognized on a second view, and this second view I would like to share with you because it is really a gorgeous watch. Hello and welcome to Watch Maxie's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. Now you have the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. If not yet done, you can do this right under the video or in the lower right corner by clicking the icon. By clicking the icon, subscribing to my channel and activating the bell, you ensure not to miss any of my future videos, which could be in particular interesting for the newsflash format I've introduced recently with short and crisp up-to-date news from the watch industry. But now let's have a look into the Stowa Prodiver. The Prodiver is a watch which I had to have two looks in order to identify the beauty of the watch. You can see it's a really thick watch with a really nicely made bezel which perfectly fits into the design language. It has a nicely done crown protection. The crown is signed, really nicely done. The titanium case has a diameter of 42 millimeter, and the watch is really on the thicker side with 15.6 millimeter. The sister model, the C-Time, is a little bit smaller. It has 13.6 millimeter. However, the C-Time is only 200 meter water resistance, while the Prodiver we've got here has a water resistance of 1000 meter, equaling 100 ATM. The thick and bulky case well protects the ETA 2824-2, and the crystal on the front is a sapphire crystal. On the back we have a solid steel back in order to guarantee the high water resistance. The C-Time, the sister model with the reduced water resistance, has a crystal look-through case back. The sapphire crystal on the front is slightly domed, as you can see here, and the bezel narrows down a little bit towards the crystal, and the outer edges of the bezel have exactly the same height as the sapphire crystal, which gives a little bit of additional protection to the crystal and the bezel inlay, as any contact would be on the outer edge first. The downside is it reduces a little bit the legibility, in particular in the night shot, as you can see later on in the video. The bezel is a one-directional bezel with 60 clicks and really made for diving. It is solid and really safe to use with a nice clicking sound. The bars are screwed bars on both sides. I particularly don't like it too much, since you need two screwdrivers in order to loosen the screws. I prefer, if there are screwed bars, that you have a screw head on one side and it screws down into the case rather than another screw head on the other side, but this is just my personal preference. Let's see how it fits on the wrist. For this I have to take off my Stowa Icarus. The Icarus has a diameter of 40 millimeter, and here we've got the Prodiver with 42, and you can see it's really big watch, a masculine watch. And let's see how it fits on my 17 centimeter or thick 6 3/4 inch wrist. Now you can see it's a very present watch. It's thick, it has a certain height. It's not particularly too big, but it's on the limit for me. And yeah, it's a really big and not heavy, but let's say a present watch, a fat watch. What do I like with the Stowa? Well, there are a couple of things. I do like the shape and form of the titanium case. Initially, I thought the form of the horns could be an issue. They do look pretty sharp and have a really sharp edge, and I thought it could hurt the skin when on the wrist, but that's not the case, since the back is a little bit bulky and thicker, so the sharp edges of the horns don't touch the skin at all. The bezel is nicely done and easy to operate even with gloves. As you can see here, it's still the old Stowa logo with the S, which is slightly bigger than the rest of the word Stowa, which is a clear indication that this is a watch which is a little bit older before the Stowa logo has been changed to the new one. And I do like the appearance of the face and the bezel, although there is a lot of noise in quotation marks on the bezel. You can see the thick and fat 5-minute indices, the minute indices going all over the bezel with the triangles at 12, 9 and 6 o'clock position of the bezel. And what I do like, and you can see this right now, when the second hand moves over the date on the 6 o'clock position, the point exactly covers the date window. So this is being done intentionally by design. It didn't just happen. And the point exactly rotates on the inner white circle, which limits the 5-minute indices. Really nicely done. The case is a bigger and bulky case, and I do like the precise and sharp edges, which make the watch really look like a tool watch and give a really strong and masculine indication, combined with the smoother swing, the smoother curve of the crown protection. I do like when a watch provides some surprises if you have a closer look. One point I'd like to explicitly mention, and this is the Stowa logo on the rubber. The rubber is a rubber which has been bought by a rubber strap maker, so it's not done in-house by Stowa, but the logo is applied by Stowa in-house, so it has been engraved into the rubber and filled with the green color for the finish of the rubber band. That has been done in-house, and it really makes the watch look a little bit more interesting. The rubber strap is a thick one, a little bit stiff. You can't easily twist it around. It's a little bit harder than other rubber straps I felt. It's nice on the wrist, but it's a big and thick rubber strap which matches the watch. The clasp is a simple, functional folding clasp. To be honest, although the clasp is Stowa signed, I think a watch like this would have deserved a clasp which is a little bit more massive and has a little bit higher quality. So given the overall quality of the manufacturer of the watch, the clasp is not quite up to the quality of the rest of the watch. So here I see potential for improvement. So let's move to the night shot. In order to prepare a night shot, I have to switch off my first video light. Then I switch off my second video light. And here we have a really bright night shot. The hands are really thick with sufficient luminous color filled. The indices are perfectly readable. I really do like the watch. It's perfectly done, and the function control in form of the small second-hand dot is well readable. Now it moves over the minute hand, really nicely done. However, due to the special angle, shape and form of the bezel, the angle in which you can read the dial is a little bit smaller compared to other watches, since the bezel covers a little bit of the side, but it is bright, perfectly readable, and the indices are well filled, the hands are well done. So a watch which I would trust to be readable all night. The Prodiver is a really massive and professional diver watch, which appearance on the wrist is more massive than the 42mm would indicate. The Prodiver is available in a couple of variations and color and hand color. The prices are between 1,013 and 1,413 and 1,452 euro. The Seatime, the sister model with the 200-meter water resistance, has a price range between 1,335 euro and 1,354 euro. Both versions, the Prodiver and the Seatime, have a weight of 100 grams on the leather strap. This has been the Stowa Prodiver, a watch which is a little bit thick and bulky. You have to work into the watch in order to identify the charm and in order to love the watch and get familiar to it. And once you have done that, this is a watch which really approaches me, and I do like it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the watch. I look forward to the next videos, and I hope so do you. Cheers, Axel.